Hi, everybody. I'm Cindy Lewis, and I'm here with Sandy Orlando. We are your two co-race directors for the upcoming Georgina Marathon and Half Marathon presented by Dynamic Funds happening Sunday, September 7th, which is just over a week away. So that's really, really exciting. We wanted to go through your athlete guide with you today. You'll be getting an email tonight or tomorrow with a link to your athlete guide. And make sure that you open that link and you read that athlete guide from start to finish. We put a lot of time into it to make sure that it includes everything that you need to know to have a successful race day, race week, really, because it starts with next Tuesday when we start our race kit pickup. So we're going to go through it today with you by voice, by video, so that if you know, want to listen to it while you're at work or while you're cleaning your house or whatever, you want to just sit and go through it with us this way, you'll have that option available to you as well. So we are, again, excited to welcome you to Georgina next Sunday for the half marathon, 10K and 5K. We look forward to seeing you guys all at the start line and at the finish line.
Right. And
yeah.
celebrating our 5th anniversary this year, which is pretty exciting, and supported by Dynamic Funds since the inception of this race, actually, and the town of Georgina. Mayor Quirk always comes out and kicks things off with us, and we're really grateful for that support. Also, all of our sponsors, CL Performance Training, Athletic Brewing, Gatorade, The Briars is our host hotel, 93.7 K Country Radio, KT Tape, Apple Self Storage, Culture Athletics, where we'll be doing race kit pickup in Toronto on Thursday. Aspire Bakeries for giving us all those great bagels for the finish line. Global Citizen for all of our printed materials. Mars Quest Sunglasses, The Wandering Bean for having great coffee in the park on race morning. And Anchor Fitness and Health, which is going to be on site doing some post-race massage work. We also are supporting 3 charities, so don't forget to go on there and make a donation to help them out. Those are local community charities, and they're, always it's good to give back. So what's happening next week? Race kit pickup.
So race kit pickup, those of you that raced with us beginning in Oakville last year and continuing into Spring Fling and the Kawartha race this year, we do not have a general race day kit pickup anymore. The only way you can pick up your kit on race day is if you purchased a VIP race day kit pickup. And the reason is we wanted to reduce stress for all of us, you guys and us, so that you don't have to arrive on race morning thinking you're going to quickly pick up your race kit and see a long lineup of 2,000 people out that door. So you cannot pick up your race kit on race day unless you have purchased that VIP race day pickup. And you can purchase that if you want through the event race roster page. You'll see near the top right, there'll be a link that says store. That's where you can buy that. But honestly, I would recommend not doing that and finding a way to pick up your race kit next week. There's a couple of different options. And if you cannot make these, but you have a friend that's running or a friend that lives nearby one of these towns, you can always have them pick up for you. All they need from you is an email giving them permission to pick up for you, and they need to know your bib number. So the first race kit pickup option is on Tuesday next week, September 2nd, excuse me, and that's in Lindsay from 4 p.m. to 7 at CrossFit Lindsay. And then you have another option on Thursday, September 4th in Toronto, also from 4 till 7, and that'll be at Culture Athletics. And if you can't make any of those, you can pick up on Saturday. So come up to Georgina early, stay for the weekend, and pick up on Saturday at the Briars Resort and Spa in Georgina or Jackson's Point. And that'll be open from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. So again, if you can't make it to any of those 3, you can always send someone to pick up for you as long as they have an email permission that they can show us, and they have to know your bib number. And on that note, make sure you know your bib number if you're coming to pick up on your own as well. If you don't know it right now and you don't know how to find it, I can tell you, you're in luck. You can find it also through the link near the top right of the race roster page. So if you go there now, you'll see that there's a link that says bib lookup. Click on that, and then it's super easy. You're just going to type in your name and it's going to tell you what your bib number is. So be prepared with that when you come to pick up your bib. The only other thing to think about is if somebody else signed you up for this race, you may not have done your waiver on race roster. So log into your account, make sure that you've done your waiver for the Georgina Marathon and Half Marathon if somebody else signed you up for the race. we won't be able to give you your race kit unless that waiver's done. If you registered yourself, you will have done it during that registration process. You shouldn't need to worry about that. If you happen to be picking up bibs for a bunch of friends, maybe a bunch of people in your running club, any group of 6 or more people, it would be really helpful if you would email us that list of people and their bib numbers ahead of time so we can pull those bibs and have them ready for you when you arrive, so we don't have to hold up the line while we find all those, and you don't have to wait for them all. So if you want to send us that list, if that's your situation, you can send that to georginamarathon@gmail.com.
So let me jump in here. There's two things that I wanted to add to that, Cindy. With the waivers, it's got to be the liability waiver, not just the photo release. And if you're sending someone to pick up your kit on your behalf, and they stand there, I've seen this so many times, someone has to stand there calling you, trying to find a link. It takes them an extra hour to get that done for you. So please, if you're sending someone to pick up your kit, make sure that your waiver is done. In the race guide, you can actually you can go to find out your bib number. There's a link in there. We'll also have a QR code so you can find your bib number quickly as you're waiting in line or as you're arriving. So that'll help you out too. The other thing is if you purchase the mail out bib option, those have gone out. I've only had one come back that was incorrect, so that's pretty good odds there. You will be able to pick up your T-shirt at the Eat Merch tent on race morning. That was not included in your mail out.
And do you want to talk about the cake?
Yes. So at the Georgina kit pickup on Saturday, September 6th, from 12 to 6, we'll have our big kit pickup and also a celebration there. So because it's our 5th anniversary, we decided that we would celebrate with a cake. So come and join us and check out what we've got at our merch table and check out what's available in Georgina. The Chamber of Commerce people will be there. But we're going to have some cake there. So come and get your carb loading done.
Yep. In that athlete guide as well, you'll see a map of what the race site is going to look like. So we always, reserve the right to move things if we decide to between now and then. But this is likely where you're going to find things on race morning. So take a look at that. Think about what you're going to need when you arrive. Print it out, bring it with you if you think you need to. That'll show you where the portalets are, where the start finish line is, where the run club tents are, where the prizes are going to take place. Everything that you need to know about what's happening at the race site is on that list. And that'll help you just, again, with reducing your stress on race morning. There will be somewhere in the park where you can fill up your water bottle. But at the same time, it's a good idea to arrive with that stuff already ready for you. There will be a bag check. We always get lots of emails asking about bag check. There will be one. You will need to have your race number and your name on your bag. So make sure that you think about that and do that. And if you're in a run club and you have a bunch of people running and you have a run club tent, run club tents are welcome in the park, and you'll see on that map where you can just show up and set that up. You can have a home base for your runners. You can, if it's branded, you'll be able to promote your club a little bit. You're welcome to do that.
Got it. Okay, so parking and shuttle buses, that's the next thing. So let's talk about the VIP parking first of all. Unless you have purchased the VIP parking pass, you will not be able to park at the race site. There's always a big lineup to get in there. People who have purchased that VIP parking pass will receive that as an email, and you'll show that email receipt to the marshal or the people at the gate there to let you in. So please don't try to come into that area. It's just going to be craziness with the people who have purchased it.
Can I add something to that? It's not going to be an email that you show. What it is you go onto your race roster and you look at your account and it shows that you purchased a VIP pass. Excuse me. You can either print that off or you can show us on your phone when you arrive along with your photo ID, and the marshal will have a list of anyone who purchased a pass, and they'll be able to, look and make sure that you're on that list and that you're good to go.
Okay, got it. Change of process this year. So if you do not have one of those, you are going to want to park somewhere and take the shuttle bus. So in the athlete guide, there are directions and maps about where you can park. The Red Barn Theater lot, which is adjacent to the Briars property, or the Sutton District High School and public school area. There'll be shuttle buses starting there at 5:30 in the morning, and they will run throughout the day for you and your spectators. It's free; just everybody hop on, and it'll take you right to the park, drop you off. You can walk in from there, and then that will continue throughout the day. So if you're running the 5K and you finished early, or the marathon and you're finishing late, you'll still be able to get back to your car. And that all that information and the bus routes are in the athlete guide, so that you can find your way there. If you are a spectator, there are a couple of different options for you. If you want to go and see your people on the course rather than in the park, you can go down to Willow Beach or North Willenbury Park. There are links to where those are. We do not have a shuttle bus from these locations, but if you travel along Metro Road, you can get to those back and forth and be able to drop in and see your athlete. Is there anything else about parking that I should talk about?
No.
Oh, you're volunteering.
Mm.
Because we always need volunteers. We still need volunteers to help marshal. You can't operate a race without having lots of volunteers, and it's always challenging for us. So if you have volunteered, there is a volunteer parking lot adjacent to the parking site, and you'll be getting information about that from the volunteer coordinator. But if you're coming with a group of people and you want to have an easy parking job, get them to volunteer for us. And if they do volunteer, then they can get 25% off of another race entry with us, and that's stackable. So if they do it 4 times, they've got a race entry pretty much. So there you go.
And just something to add there too is I always get emails from people suggesting they want to arrive as close to the start of the race as possible.
Don't do it.
I want to know the exact shuttle schedule. My answer is always don't arrive at the last minute. So just don't. Just reduce the stress you have on race day as much as possible and arrive early. Give yourself lots and lots of time to get parked, get on the bus, get to the race site, check your bag, chill out, drink some water, relax, get your headspace in the right place. It's better for you to have a lot of spare time at the race site than for you to be rushing in, worried about missing the start or actually missing the start. So just keep that in mind. Same thing if you do happen to have a VIP pickup ticket for race morning. Don't arrive at the last minute. There's still going to be a lineup, even though there's just about a couple hundred people who have purchased that. There's still going to be a line. It's still going to take time. So don't plan on arriving at the last minute. It's just not worth it.
Yeah. And so that's going to be at the EEP, which is Endurance Event Productions merchandise tent. That's where you'll pick up that race day kit pickup if you've purchased it. If you had your mail out bib, that's where you'll get your t-shirt. You can do that before or after. Make sure that you've looked up your bib number and you've signed your waiver and all those things as well. We'll have you flagged, so we'll catch you. If you purchased a hoodie, you can pick it up from there, from the EEP tent as well, before or after. For your bag drop, for your dry clothes, make sure that your bag is marked with your bib number and name. We will have some things that you can mark it if you're just picking up a bag then, and you don't know your bib number, but try to get that organized in advance. And if you are running the marathon, we offer a self-serve aid station for you. So that means that you can bring your own aid, clearly mark it in a bag that you can identify with your bib number and maybe a ribbon or something so you can find it. You're going to drop those off at a table beside the timing and announcer tent area. Those will be brought out to the first aid station that will happen on the second loop of the marathon. So you won't see that out there in the first loop. It'll be at the second loop after you've made the turn under the finish line and going back out again. You'll see the self-serve bags lined up in order, bib number. You will be grabbing those yourself, doing what you need to do with it, and then disposing of your garbage there. So, take a few minutes to get yourself sorted out. And then the regular aid station for the other marathoners will be just past that. Don't put anything of value in that self-serve bag, something that you can't afford to lose, because once everyone's done with that, then we'll just be throwing them out. So don't expect that you're going to come back and get your earbuds or something like that. Likely it's not going to be there. You want to talk about the race start?
Yep. So the race start, the marathoners and the half marathoners are going to be starting together. However, they're going to be starting in waves according to estimated finish time. So what that means is um, people running at the same pace will be starting together. So, for example, a 3 hour marathoner will be in the same wave as a 1:30 half marathoner. And the way you're going to know your wave is that when you come pick up your bib, you're going to notice that there's a colored dot on the bib. So look at that dot and you'll be able to tell which wave you're in. And on race morning, if you don't see the sign or don't know when your wave starts or what wave it is, on race morning, we'll have our announcer saying, for example, hey, everybody with a green dot on your bib, line up, get ready to go. So it'll be pretty easy to figure out. But when you pick up your bib, there will be information there on what wave, that dot that's on your bib is for. The only exception here is anyone who got a mail out bib. So if you had your bib mailed to you, like Sandy said, you should have it already. If not, please email us and let us know, and we'll sort that out for you. Those mail out bibs do not have a bib sticker on it or a wave sticker on it, sorry, because those were done after those were already sent out. So you will need to take a look at the waves and self-seed yourself, figure out what you think your finish time is going to be, and get yourself in the appropriate wave. The 10K and 5K runners will start after all the marathons and half marathons are gone. And all the 10Ks will start together and all the 5Ks will start together. But make sure if you're in those 10 and 5s that you do self seed yourself. So, if you're going to take, you know, 45 minutes for your 5K, make sure you don't start at the front. Make sure you take a look and talk to the people around you and kind of put yourself in the area where other people are planning to finish at a similar time as you. So we can let those faster runners head out at the front and the slower runners head out at the back. Um, there will be lead bikes for all the race distances, and we'll have one for male, one for female. And the purpose again of those is just to lead everybody out and lead them back in and kind of make space so that you know that those runners are coming back towards you. So stay on the right side of the road so that those people coming back in are able to pass you by without having anything in their way. Um, and just remember that you are not allowed to run with your stroller and you're not allowed to run with your dog. So those are two really important rules. We don't want to see any strollers or dogs out on the course, and that's because it's not safe. It makes the course not safe for everybody that's out there. So, if you were planning to bring your stroller or your dog, now you know you can't. Please make a different arrangement for race day.
One of the things that's not in here, but we should probably mention, is the use of earbuds. So they are allowed. You can listen to your music, and I know that pretty much everybody likes to do that, but be aware that you need to be able to hear other people and what's going on around you. So if a course marshal is yelling at you to, if they're waving and yelling to get over and move over because someone's coming through, for example, a lead bike is coming through, then you think that they're just waving at you because their music's too loud. That's not cool. So you need to be able to at least be aware of what's going on and listen, turn your music down or have the setting on so that you can hear what's going on. Same goes for if there's an emergency. If someone around you is having trouble and people are yelling, or if there's a siren happening, that is going to take priority over your time and your music. So just make sure that you're aware of that.
There's a schedule of race day next in your athlete guide. So I don't think we'll go over that whole schedule right now, but take a look at it. It tells you when the race site opens. It's going to open at 5:30. You can start checking in if you're picking up on race day at 6 a.m. And it just goes through all of the race start times, when to expect the winners to come in. And again, that's just an estimate from us. So, it's not going to be exact, but take a look at that schedule for race day so you're prepared, so you know what's going to happen when.
Yeah. And the award times that we have on there really depend on when people are in and when we've got the results available. So don't those may change a little bit as well.
Yep.
We'd really love you to stick around for the awards as well. If you're an age group winner, you need to be on site. You need to be there to claim your award, and the results will be posted by Enfield Timing on their website there. And then if you are a overall winner and you're not able to stay, we'll contact you to make sure that you get your prizing.
Yep. And for those of you, again, emails that come in, a lot of people ask whether their friends and family will be able to track them on race day. And yes, it's not GPS tracking, but they will be able to track you as you cross the timing mats, which will be located at 2.5 kilometers, 5 kilometers, and the half marathon turnaround, and then same points on the way back. You'll hit those same timing mats, and then if you're doing the marathon, obviously you'll hit them all third and fourth time. So your spectators can watch you as you cross those mats and track you, and they can do that as well at enfieldtiming.com on race day.
One of the things that, if you're a new racer and you're not accustomed to having the bibs, what that bib is just basically a piece of paper with your number on it. So, a couple of things about that. You want to make sure that you're wearing it on the front so that the number is visible, partly for so your picture, so you can find your picture afterwards, which are provided free after the event. But the other reason is for safety and safety reasons. So if you are encountering difficulty, this is how we identify who you are and can communicate with the race team or the course team to make sure that they're keeping an eye on you. So make sure your bib is visible. The other thing is that the little piece of styrofoam that's on the back of it is the chip. Don't damage that. And please don't, if you're wearing a belt or something like that, you want to make sure it's not infringing on that, because it can affect whether it will be red when you go over those timing mats, and then your time won't be correct. So that's something to be very careful of with those bibs.
Yep. So one thing that's new this year in Georgina is they have taken the westbound lane and they have closed it to traffic. So it's now a seasonal multi-use pathway, which means it's only for people doing recreation and not for vehicles. So you will see a bunch of flexi posts along part of the course. And that does not mean that, going one direction, we run on one side, and going the other direction, we run on the other side. We still need to stay in that north lane, the lane to the lake side of Lake Drive all the time. But just so you know, when you arrive on race day, you'll see those flexi posts, and that's what's going on with that. And it means that traffic will only be in that other lane. That being said, we have lots of volunteers and race staff out there directing any of that traffic that does need to come out of some of those streets that only exit on Lake Drive, um, getting them off of Lake Drive as soon as possible so that they're not on any part of the race course.
Yeah. And there again, this is why you need to be paying attention and listening, because we know it's like trying to herd cats. People move over and they get over into that other lane because that's natural to do. And you need to be aware if a car is coming up behind you, if that's happening, and just, as you're making your way around, and also making sure that you're getting out of the way of the people coming towards you. If you're running out, there are going to be people coming back towards you. So you want to make sure that you're respectful with each other and letting each other have the race that you'd like to have.
Yep.
Then aid stations. There'll be 4 aid stations on the course. We'll be serving water and a Gatorade at all of them. There will be
I'll continue until Sandy comes back. There will be Gatorade and water at every water station, but there will not be any gels or other nutrition available. So runners should carry their own nutrition, and then they should deposit their garbage at the aid stations or carry their garbage to the end. The town of Georgina has been really good with us and really supportive of this event and all of you runners. So we do not want to start throwing our gels and our cups wherever we want. We want to make sure that we, are sensitive to the fact that they live there. And I mean, we shouldn't be throwing garbage on the ground anyway. And we want to keep the course as clean as possible and maintain the support of that community. So like Sandy said a little bit earlier, there's also a self-serve aid station, and that's for the marathon only. And what that means is if you're running the marathon, you have the option of bringing something that you want to grab halfway. So after you take that turnaround at the finish line, the first time you go through and go out for your second loop, there'll be a table shortly after that where if you drop something with us, we will put your stuff. So if you're going to bring something, it could be, a bottle of fuel, or it could be, some extra gels that you want to carry for that second round. You should have it in a Ziploc bag with your number on it, and you should have it easily identifiable so that you can find it. As its name says, it's self-serve, which means as you go through, you're responsible for grabbing it yourself. So if it was me, I would put like a bright pink ribbon on it or put it in a really brightly colored Ziploc, something that is easy to see so that when you go through it, it's easy for you to know to grab, so you don't have to slow down or do anything else to be able to find it. So, Sandy, I just went through the self-serve aid station. If you wanted to continue on with medical, that would
Yep.
be awesome.
Somehow I got the boot, so
That's okay. I just kept on yakking.
back again. Good. Well, so did I. I didn't know I was out. Medical support on the course. Odyssey Medical, once again, is providing medical aid. They'll be on the course, and at the finish line, they'll have a gator patrolling the course. And I think also people on bikes. So we've got the whole course well covered, as well as our marshals and our zone director team and aid station captains. So people are looking out for you. If you are injured, if you're unwell, if you're feeling weird in any kind of way, please let someone know, and also keep an eye on the people who are around you in case you see someone getting into trouble, and say something to someone. We do have the AED defibrillators at every of the aid stations and on that gator, and we'll have York Region paramedics on site at the finish line if you need some support once you cross the finish line. It's it can be a hot day, it can be a cool day. People train, things happen. So just make sure that you're taking care of yourself. You're arrived well hydrated, well trained, and ready to I guess take a step back if you're not feeling right and just say something so that we can make sure that you are okay.
Yep.
If there's active weather of any sort, we have a plan for making sure that people get off the course or are we're dealing with it safely. You'll see that there are flags at the beginning that indicate the race, I guess the early warnings. So if it's green, everything is good. If it's yellow, then there are some things that we need to pay attention to, perhaps lightning, thunder, things like that. So we're always on top of that and making sure that we're running a safe race.
So one thing to keep in mind is your finish or your marathon turnaround. So as you guys know, the half marathon is one out and back, and the marathon does two out and backs. So what that means is if you're a half marathoner and you're finishing, you're going to be finishing at the same time as some of those marathoners might be turning around to head out for their second loop. So if you're finishing, just try your best to stay on the right side of that finish chute. And if you're turning around, go through the center, make your turnaround, and head back out on the other side. So the key there is if you're finishing the race, finish on the right side of the finish chute.
Yeah. So once you go through the finish chute, the announcer will call your name. Everybody will celebrate, hooray. You'll go around a corner. You'll pick up your medal. You'll get a custom water bottle, a banana, a bagel, and some Gatorade to put into that bottle. We'll have the medical team available and watching just to make sure that you're okay. And then come on into the race site and grab your bag, your bag check. Sign up with Anchor. They're on site to provide some post-race treatment. Dynamic will be handing out some snack bars. We've got a live band, Fat Cat Jamboree. They played at the Spring Fling and they were terrific. So they'll be under the covered picnic area with some entertainment. And K Country Radio will be doing a live broadcast and some interviews. We have a selfie backdrop. Go get your picture taken and hang out for the awards. There's a podium there and there's a bit of fun. So Athletic Brewing will be handing out some of their samples of their beer and their coffee, and there'll be fresh smoothies. They're selling some smoothies and I think sausage on a bun. So lots happening there. Hopefully it's a nice day and you can hang out and enjoy the party.
Yep. We've worked really hard over the last few years at making it a party. So we really hope it looks like the weather is going to be amazing. Like perfect day for running and perfect day for hanging out after. So stay with us, stick around, cheer for, everyone coming in their races. Stick around until the final finishers of the marathon, cheer them on. It's always nice to have that no matter where you finish in the race. Like Sandy said, there'll be photographers out on the course, Mike Chiliak Photography, and those pictures will be free for you. You'll be able to search them by bib number, and we'll be sending out a link to those photos, usually within about 24 hours from race day.
Yeah. And if you've had, regardless if you've had a good race or whatever's going on, don't forget to celebrate it. You have just done something spectacular that a lot of people will never in their life do, regardless if it's a 5K or a marathon. Celebrate that accomplishment. We have Celeplate. So if you haven't pre-ordered, you can still do so. You can use the QR code that's in the athlete guide, or we'll have that as well at the merch tent as well. So it's a ribbon clip that goes onto your lanyard, and it's got your official finishing time, your name, and your distance. So that comes out. They're custom made, and they're sent out about a week or so after the race finishes. It's a really nice way to celebrate your occasion. And if we have any of the hoodies left over, you can purchase one of those and have a souvenir hoodie as well.
So thank you guys again for, coming out to race our events. It's been awesome to see how much all of our events have grown over the years. This Georgina Marathon and Half Marathon was our first race that we ever did. So as we said earlier, this will be the 5th anniversary. But what's really exciting is this race has grown 350% since that first year. So it's been awesome seeing it grow and seeing all of you show up year after year after year. So thank you guys for your support. Thank you to our volunteers. Like we said earlier, it's impossible to run an event like this without volunteers, and it's 100+ volunteers. So as you're going through the race, say thank you to those volunteers. Most of them will have been at the race site since about 5:30 in the morning, or even earlier with some of those positions.
Days before.
They're going to, days before some of them, and they're going to be out there on that course supporting you until at least 1:30, and then many of them come back and help us with teardown. So think about that. That's a commitment, and they do that because they want to support you in the running community. So make sure that you say thank you to any volunteer out there, and thank you to our sponsors who we went through earlier. And then if you wanted to plan ahead for next year already, or after your event, we do have, this year and next year, we do have the Nutrients Oakville 21.1 coming up in October, and our dates have been set and registration is open for Georgina Spring Fling next year, the Kawartha Sun Run Half Marathon next year, and then this Georgina Marathon and Half Marathon, the registration will open a couple of weeks after this race takes place, once we kind of get time to think about it and think about any changes that we need to make before we open that registration.
And we are always happy to hear your feedback. We might not get back to you right away, especially at this time, but georginamarathon@gmail.com is how you would reach us. And you probably will receive a survey afterwards and a request to fill out some survey information. We look at all those responses. We take it into account. We share that with our sponsors and with the town of Georgina to continue getting their support. But most of all, we want to make sure that we're meeting everyone's needs as best we can. And so anything that you'd like to share with us, we're really happy to hear.
Yeah. So again, thank you guys. And, after reading through this athlete guide and listening to us talk through this athlete guide, I think pretty much every question should be answered. I guess the one thing we can add is I'm getting lots of emails about race transfers, and that means between sub-events and to another person. So we're happy to do that for you. It has to be done manually right now. So you can send us an email at georginamarathon@gmail.com if you need to make a transfer. But keep in mind that the deadline for that will be the end of the day on Monday, September 1st. So get that sent in ASAP if you need to get a transfer done. But other than that, I think we've kind of covered everything you need to know for race day. But if we missed anything, send us an email.
So registration is still open, correct?
Yeah.
When does it close?
It's going to close on Saturday at noon, I believe.
Yeah,
is when it
sounds
closes.
right.
Yeah. Or when the races fill out. So the 10K had filled up, but we were able to get some extra medals and some extra bibs for that 10K. So there are a few spots open again now. But if you send us an email and the information's in the athlete guide, you may not get a reply. So make sure that you read through it. There's literally hundreds of them coming in each day.
We might say read your athlete guide, and it's
that might be the response.
We're pretty tired.
All right. Happy tapering, everyone. We appreciate all of you, and we look forward to seeing you next Sunday, September the 7th in Georgina.
Yay.